In Grand Theft Auto 5, cryptids occupy a strange middle ground between satire, folklore, and genuine mystery. Unlike ghosts, which are presented as passive and observational, cryptids in this game are defined by physical presence, movement, and in some cases direct interaction. They are creatures that the world of the game actively debates, denies, exploits, or mythologizes, mirroring how cryptids function in real-world folklore. The most prominent of these is Bigfoot, but the game expands the concept through variants and transformations that complicate the idea of what a cryptid even is. Bigfoot is introduced early in the game not as a confirmed creature, but as an object of obsession. Through side missions and dialogue, Bigfoot exists first as a rumor, something chased by conspiracy theorists and fringe media figures. This framing is essential because the game deliberately positions Bigfoot as something that might not exist at all. The famous mission involving a supposed Bigfoot sighting ultimately reveals the creature to be a man in a costume, reinforcing skepticism and suggesting that belief itself is the real phenomenon. However, this apparent debunking is not the end of Bigfoot's role. Instead, it becomes a misdirection. By allowing players to believe the mystery has been resolved, the game creates space for the real cryptid to exist unnoticed. The true Bigfoot appears only under extremely specific conditions, requiring the player to complete a demanding set of objectives. When encountered, this Bigfoot is not a joke, costume, or hallucination. It is a fully realized creature with unique animations, sounds, and behavior. The encounter reframes everything that came before it. Rather than negating Bigfoot's existence, the earlier hoax becomes part of the mythology, suggesting that false sightings and fraud are a natural consequence of something genuinely hidden. This mirrors real cryptid folklore, where hoaxes often coexist with sincere belief. The real Bigfoot in Grand Theft Auto 5 is aggressive, territorial, and clearly non-human, confirming that cryptids in this world are not just imagined but deliberately concealed. Closely tied to Bigfoot is the Beast, which complicates the definition of a cryptid even further. The Beast is not merely a creature encountered in the wild, but a transformation the player can undergo. After completing specific challenges, the player character can consume a peyote plant and become the Beast, experiencing the world from its perspective. The Beast resembles a werewolf-like entity, blending traits associated with Bigfoot, wolves, and human anatomy. This raises an important persistence rather than discoveries. Importantly, the game never provides a single explanatory framework for its cryptids. Bigfoot is treated as a biological creature, the Beast as a transformative state, sea monsters as unresolved sightings, and aliens as possibly psychological or technological phenomena. This refusal to unify them under one explanation preserves their mythic quality. Cryptids in Grand Theft Auto 5 are not meant to be solved. They are meant to exist alongside skepticism. In this way, cryptids function as a counterbalance to the game's otherwise hyper-rational world. While crime, money, and power operate according to clear rules, cryptids exist outside those systems. They cannot be bought, controlled, or fully understood. Their presence suggests that even in a world obsessed with exposure and surveillance, there are still things that resist documentation. By embedding cryptids deeply into side content rather than the main narrative, the game ensures they remain optional mysteries rather than mandatory truths. Grand Theft Auto 5 is notorious not only for its confirmed cryptids, like Bigfoot and the Beast, but also for the many cryptid theories and urban legends that have developed within the player community. These theories occupy a liminal space between myth and speculation. They are rarely based on tangible in-game evidence. Yet they persist because of the game's immense world, its hidden locations, and the pattern of rewarding patient, curious exploration. Perhaps the most famous of these unconfirmed cryptid legends is the so-called Rat Man, an alleged humanoid rodent said to dwell deep within Los Santos' extensive sewer system. According to players, Rat Man is a tall, hairless creature with elongated limbs and glowing eyes, spotted only in the darkest, most inaccessible sections of the underground tunnels. Sightings are said to be accompanied by strange squeaking or scuttling noises, and the occasional trail of debris or broken pipes, leading some fans to speculate that the creature has been designed to move away from intruders rather than confront them. Despite its notoriety, no verified screenshots or gameplay recordings have ever proven Ratman's existence. Its fame owes entirely to the combination of imagination and the eerie, echoing audio of the sewers, which create the perfect conditions for cryptid rumors to flourish. Another persistent theory involves a giant humanoid lurking in the abandoned areas of Mount Chiliad, separate from the official Bigfoot encounter. Players have reported glimpsing massive figures moving in the mountains at night or during foggy weather, often described as humanoid but disproportionately large, and never fully visible. Some theorists have linked these supposed sightings to the peyote-based beast sequences, suggesting either hallucinations or a hidden, parallel cryptid ecosystem. These figures are said to appear fleetingly on ridgelines or in the shadowy recesses of cliff faces, vanishing when approached, which mirrors the behavior of confirmed cryptids. Despite hundreds of player investigations, the alleged entity has never been reproduced reliably, suggesting that sightings are either optical illusions, visual glitches, or the product of wishful thinking amplified by online discussion. The sewer systems of Los Santos also inspire speculation beyond Ratman. Some players claim to have encountered subterranean monsters that resemble mutated humans or grotesque rodents, distinct from the Ratman legend. These theories often cite unusual audio cues in the tunnels, scurrying, scratching, or low growls, and darken, hard-to-access areas of the map where the camera struggles to render distant geometry. Because the game contains hidden alcoves, narrow maintenance corridors, and abandoned service rooms, it is easy for players to misinterpret shadows or collision errors as signs of creatures. Nevertheless, the repeated reports have made sewer monsters a staple of Grand Theft Auto folklore, with elaborate maps and exploration guides created by fans attempting to locate them. High above the city, in areas like the Mount Gordo Cliffs or the distant northern wilderness, players have circulated stories of shadowy flying entities, sometimes described as giant bats, winged humanoids, or gliding cryptids. These are often reported in conjunction with weather anomalies or sunset lighting, making silhouettes appear distorted. Many players believe these creatures are tied to in-game Easter eggs, environmental triggers, or secret events. As with other theories, no developer confirmation exists, and repeated attempts to locate these flying cryptids have failed, reinforcing their status as legend rather than fact. Yet their persistence underscores how Grand Theft Auto encourages players to look beyond the immediately visible world, rewarding investigation even if the findings are speculative. There are also persistent rumors about aquatic cryptids in remote lakes and the ocean, separate from whales or known marine life. Players claim to have glimpsed massive, serpentine shapes, sometimes coiled beneath the water's surface, moving far faster than any ordinary fish. These alleged sea monsters are often associated with fog, murky depths, or specific underwater topography. Their appearance is so fleeting that video proof is nearly impossible, which only fuels debate. Fans have speculated that these creatures could represent a hidden link between the land-based cryptids and the alien-related Easter eggs scattered throughout the map, suggesting a larger, interconnected ecosystem of hidden creatures. A particularly colorful theory involves the ghost hound of the Vinewood Hills, a wolf-like humanoid that reportedly stalks the outskirts of Los Santos at night. Players claim it stands upright, has glowing eyes, and appears and disappears with uncanny speed. While no hard evidence exists, the legend has grown due to reports that soundtracks, weather conditions, and the game's lighting create the illusion of movement where none exists. The Vinewood Hills, sparse population at night, combined with the game's propensity for shadow-based effects, gives these theories enough plausibility to persist among players as a potential undiscovered cryptid. What ties all of these unconfirmed theories together is the game's scale, ambiguity, and reward structure for exploration. Grand Theft Auto 5 deliberately conceals secrets in remote areas, often using audio, lighting, or environmental cues that mimic the presence of something alive. The combination of this design with human pattern recognition tendencies ensures that legends like Ratman, shadow figures, aquatic monsters, and aerial cryptids continue to thrive. Players cannot easily verify or disprove these entities, which mirrors the appeal of real-world cryptid mythology. The creature may exist, but only if you search thoroughly enough, and perhaps only in fleeting glimpses. Finally, the social aspect of cryptid theory perpetuation cannot be understated. Online communities have documented sightings, shared screenshots, and mapped supposed spawn points, creating a feedback loop where belief encourages exploration, and exploration encourages further speculation. Even if the cryptids are ultimately non-existent, the legends serve a functional purpose. They extend the life of Grand Theft Auto 5's open world by giving players challenges without official acknowledgement, making the map feel alive and unpredictable long after the main story has concluded. Ultimately, cryptids in Grand Theft Auto 5 are less about monsters and more about limits. They mark the boundary between what the game will explain and what it will only hint at. Whether encountered directly like Bigfoot, embodied like the Beast, or merely suspected like sea creatures, cryptids serve as reminders that some parts of the world are designed to remain partially hidden, no matter how thoroughly the player explores it.